Here we go. The Christmas pudding hat has once again donned.
Excellent. Well, I'm ready to be quizzed.
How confident are you, Pete, in your knowledge of US history?
Not at all.
Me neither, man. Me neither. And it's embarrassing to say, as I've lived here for 10 years now.
I mean, I can speak to you about Cahokia and the ancestral Pueblo, but I suspect they may not be on there.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Obviously, I haven't been able to take this quiz. The only thing I've done is the first question just to check that it worked. So I have no idea what we're going to be asked. I think this is US as a nation state history. And it's kind of funny because America is such like a huge cultural imprint around the world. I do feel like I know, considering we didn't have any education in US history, I feel like I know more than average about US history than like, I don't know, the history of Hungary, for example. I would really struggle with a history of Hungary test. So it's tricky. I wonder how well I'm going to do.
You say we have no education in US history. In my A-level history, I did the Great Depression and the recovery from the Great Depression, like America's 1930s, I suppose, for some reason. So maybe that's the influence of America on Britain in the when was that? The 2000s, and 2010s. If it's FDR and the New Deal, then I might be okay.
All right, we're going to hold you to that, man. Once the 1920s.
We'll see. We'll see.
First question, yeah.
A very, very specific period, maybe.
Yeah. I should quickly say Merry Christmas or any other winter festival of your choice to the viewers. Merry Christmas. Myself and Pete here, of course. Pete, the creator of the fabulous History Time, and also Pete Kelly YouTube, where he live streams with various historians and YouTubers. We are both men of Worcester, and I thought it would just be funny for us to do a US history test because I imagine quite a sizable amount of your audience is American.
Most of them, yeah, American and Canadian, which is that's a US state, isn't it?
Apparently so.
Just offend tens of thousands of people.
Yeah, no, don't do our Commonwealth brothers and sisters like that.
Yeah, I love Canada. Yes, lots of Americans in my audience, I think, because I make lots of things about Britain and ancient Britain. So they're interested in sort of their forebears, I suppose.
Yeah.
You don't really have castles in the US.
No. Although I did recently discover, just up the road from me in Washington, someone's rebuilt Stonehenge. I didn't know that.
Do you mean they've rebuilt Stone? Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I got to go check it out at some point.
You got to go make some videos there and just claim you're at Stonehenge.
Yeah. Oh no, this is with modern concrete. It's not that accurate. It's just
and they've recreated the whole landscape, I'm guessing, as well. You know, and Durrington walls and all of the barrows and all that.
Yeah, the gift shop, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. 40. I think last time I checked, 45% of my viewers were American, and obviously I live in America. And I will say, I like Americans. I will say that. I think they're a friendly bunch. I'm going to butter them up. Before I absolutely butcher their nation's history.
I'm a big fan. I was in the US last year, for a month actually, and I went all over the place to the southwest, the southeast, all the really old stuff. Yeah, and I really like Americans. They're really nice to me. They liked my accent.
Bunch, honestly, man. By and large, Americans, they're friendly.
I turn up
bunch.
in where was I? I was in like rural Ohio, and I turn up, and they're like, "Who's this guy?" I think they just thought I was some sort of medieval just traveler, just literally appeared from the 10th century. Like, hello there.
They love it, man.
Weird voiced guy. Yeah, they liked it. Yeah. No, it's good.
Sure
I like the US.
I for sure got my first job in America. I was like the doorman.
Based on your voice.
Based on my voice, yeah. Because I just went to an employment agency because I had been out of work for a while whilst I was waiting for my green card. And it was like the doorman at a bank. And they for sure gave me that job because I was speaking speaking the King's English or the Queen's English.
Did you then? You then got an upgrade to IT because they assumed you were intelligent because of your voice.
Probably, yeah. That was a faulty assumption on their part.
This guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I do want to caveat, guys. Obviously, I couldn't take this quiz because then I, wouldn't know the answers. So, as for the quality of the quiz, I don't know. I just wanted to take part. The only thing I have done is answer the first question to make sure that it worked all okay. So I'm afraid, Pete, the first question is on you. And how many questions are there? 35. There are 35 questions. Let's show our ignorance to our audience. Some of them are under the foolish assumption that we're intelligent people. So we need to come back down to earth, show them our ignorance. Question number 1. Who was the first European to explore the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence River? John Cabot, Jacques Cartier, Francis Drake, or Vasco da Gama?
I'm sure it's going to be the French guy. I think it's Cartier.
Cartier. Okay, we'll select Cartier. Boom, correct. In that one, I put John Cabot. Just because he was the only one I knew the French obviously up there in Quebec, but I hadn't heard of Jacques Cartier before, so I think
John Cabot worked for the English. I could be wrong on that one. I'm sure he was another Columbus guy. He was an Italian who worked for the English.
Was he Italian?
I think he was Italian. All of the navigators seemed to be Italian.
That's interesting. I knew because he's sort of down in our history as like the first English voyage to the New World, I thought. So I just assumed, especially because his name's John.
John
Cabot.
No, Italian. I mean, all of the navigator guys, they were all Italian for some reason.
Yeah.
Even for the Spaniards and the Portuguese, like a lot of them were sort of mercenary naval Italians for some reason. The mercantile Italian states at the time, Genoa and Venice and all that. Yeah.
I think now that you said that, I'm sure we've just anglicized his names. He was probably Giuseppe Caboto.
Probably, yeah. It wouldn't be John. It would be
John Cabot.
There is an Italian John, isn't there, which is different to the English John. Yeah, we've anglicized that for sure. And by we, I mean the English people.
All right, there you go, Jacques Cartier. Don't know anything about him, but I presume crucial to the establishment of Quebec.
Maybe he's really famous in France. Or French Canada, anyway. Walter
That's
Raleigh.
not where we get the word cartography from, is it? Because it's Jacques Cartier. Cartier. Probably not.
Maybe. we can make that claim. Why not? Put that in a video.
Jacques Cartier found Canada and invented the map.
They named it after him.
All right, there we go. Off to a strong start. Question number 2. What settlement did Walter Raleigh attempt to establish? St. Augustine, Jamestown, Roanoke, or Hampton?
I want to say Jamestown.
I want to say Jamestown.
Because I think that lines up. I think Walter Raleigh was around when there was a King James.
Oh, yeah. And King James was the first one sending these English voyages to the New World, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
No. He can't have been.
There was a little bit earlier, yeah, but I think it's early. It's early stuff. It's like very early 1600s, isn't it?
Yeah. But the only thing I'm thinking of, Roanoke, that was the abandoned colony. Was that before
That was the
Jamestown?
Abandoned one. Could well have been.
That's the only thing that's... I don't think it's St. Augustine. I don't think it's Hampton.
I don't know the other two. So yeah, for me, it's Jamestown or Roanoke, and I'm leaning Jamestown.
All right. We'll go Jamestown.
Roanoke.
No! It was Roanoke.
There we go. That's American Horror Story. Has that got Roanoke in or something?
We should know that because this is so long ago in American history that it's actually English history. So we should.
Well, I'm going to do my classic thing when I'm at a pub quiz and people say, "Pete, you must know this." It's not my era.
Not my era.
It's not my era.
Didn't happen 50,000 years ago.
Yeah, it's not my era. Yeah, that's my kind of blind spot. 16th century. Don't really do the Tudors.
Damn. Okay. Wow, we messed up there. After Jamestown, where was the capital of the Virginia colony moved to? Richmond, Petersburg, Ononcock, Williamsburg. Ononcock. No comment about that name.
Could be.
But
yeah, some jokes could be made. Petersburg and Williamsburg, they don't really sound like...
But I think there is a Williamsburg in Virginia.
I'm sure there is, but I feel like the
Richmond.
earliest places have been called Petersburg and Williamsburg? I feel like they would have been founded later by people who weren't the first English settlers. They don't sound very English.
But there was there not a William and Mary? That was pretty early.
Yeah, but I feel like they wouldn't have called
them.
them Petersburg and Williamsburg. I feel like that's more of a German or something. No, I suppose Berg. We do have like
Edinburgh.
Bergs. Yeah, but they have a H on there. I think Richmond, but that's
You
I
think
don't know.
Richmond?
I mean, Richmond is the name
Richmond,
of a
Virginia.
Tudor palace. I know that.
Richmond or Williamsburg? I think Richmond or Williamsburg. I'm going to use my executive authority as the guy controlling the mouse and click on Williamsburg.
He's done it, man.
Ooh.
Which William would that be?
The orange guy. William of Orange. No?
He was later.
Yeah, but it doesn't say when this capital moved, though.
That is true, actually. Oh,
this
yeah,
isn't
that
when
is
it's
true.
established. This is
That
just
is
when the
true.
capital moved.
So it may have been a good many decades. Yeah.
Where did the Proclamation of 1763 limit colonial settlement to? Now, this is interesting because I don't know what the Proclamation of 1763 was. So, but we're talking here, this is 13 colonies originally. So it's
got to be the Appalachians if it's the original ones. I don't know.
I think you're right. I think it's the Appalachians. Part of me wonders, it's obviously not the Rockies or the Pacific because no one had even traveled across America at that point.
Yeah.
No,
they hadn't gone through the middle, for sure.
I should say, yeah.
Yes.
I think you're right. I think it's got to be Appalachian Mountains. Yeah, okay, yeah. After the French and Indian War, where English colonists saw it as an opportunity to expand their land. That was when George Washington fought for us on the right side.
Yes, of course, when he was on the right side of history.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which group was organized in opposition to the Stamp Act? Abolitionists, freedom fighters, the Doughboys, the Sons of Liberty. The Stamp Act. Don't know what the Stamp Act is. This has got to be about taxation because we're sort of in that time period now. I think this is I don't know what it is, but I bet this is some of that tax that they've been complaining about in His Majesty's colonies.
I'd like to say the Sons of Liberty, but that's the only one that I know, I think.
Yes, because it's the only one I've heard. Abolitionists, I don't
Wouldn't have been
think
the abolitionists. No,
I don't think so.
Because
freedom fighters sounds too modern a name.
When was the Stamp Act, though? We don't actually know.
No, but it's considering the previous question was 1763 and the next question is about Benedict Arnold. We're still in this revolutionary period, I think.
Do we think it's moving through chronologically?
I think so. I would bet. The Doughboys, that sounds too modern. Freedom fighters sounds too modern. Abolitionists
Doughboys sounds like a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like Man versus Food. I think Sons of Liberty.
I think Sons of Liberty. They were the guys with the Boston Tea Party, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The Stamp Act was an attempt by Britain to have the colonists pay for the French and Indian War that recently ended.
So
since the colonists were given no say in the matter. All right.
It's the reason for the existence of the US.
Yeah. What did Benedict Arnold offer the British for money and a higher military position? West Point, New York, Washington, D.C., or Jamestown? Interesting.
So all I know about West Point is that it's the place where people go and train to become officers. Is it even a settlement?
I don't know. It's the American Sandhurst, is what...
Yeah, exactly.
West Point, There's got to be a town there, though. I'm sure that if that's the place where the officers are trained, I'm sure there's like a long military history at that spot.
Yeah,
so I bet it goes back to this time period.
Jamestown, longer the capital by that point.
Yeah, and that's way down in Virginia. So that, I think... And Washington, D.C. is the capital after... It didn't exist in the Revolutionary War.
Didn't exist.
So are we going to say New York by process of deduction?
That would be wild. I mean, is that what... He's like the Judas of American history, right? Benedict Arnold. He's like the bad guy. So maybe it was New York.
I think it's either New York or West Point. Let's try New York. It
is West Point. The ultimate traitor.
Yeah.
Who's the equivalent to the Brits? Who's
Guy
the Benedict
Fawkes.
Arnold? Oh, of course. Yes, burn his effigy every year.
Yeah. He's got to be our most famous traitor, I would say.
Yeah. Although everyone's forgotten the meaning of Bonfire Night, which is good fun. I think nobody even really realizes that we burn an effigy of the guy. Yeah. I think he's a bit of a hero in a way to some people.
Guy Fawkes. Well,
yeah. Now, anyway. The meaning has changed over the years, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, he was attempting to establish probably a very autocratic Catholic monarchy.
Yes, he was, yeah. A total theocracy. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I suppose. I wonder if in 400 years' time, Benedict Arnold, people will be wearing Benedict Arnold masks. Probably not.
Maybe. Oh, first US state.
First US state. Georgia, Delaware, North Carolina, Virginia.
I want to say Virginia, just
I want to say Virginia.
That's Elizabeth the First.
Yeah,
times.
I think it's got to be. Oh my god, it's Delaware. What?
Oh man.
Delaware was admitted to the Union on December 7th, 1787. It was followed 5 days later by Pennsylvania. Whoa, the last of the original 13 colonies wasn't admitted to the Union until 1790. I bet they were disagreeing about the terms of membership, probably. I knew we were going to get stuck on that because it's not asking where the first colony was. What's the first US state? That was just to trick us.
Oh, of course, yeah, because the colonies then became states. Yeah. Oh, man.
All right. Which president signed into law the Fugitive Slave Act of 1793?
Hamilton was not a president. George Washington,
probably not a president by 1793.
Not by that point. I think he was maybe dead or he wasn't a president anymore. James Monroe, possibility. I don't know who he is, though. I would say Thomas Jefferson, but I know he was a president. He was like, did he follow Washington as president?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I don't know who the second president was. Thomas Jefferson?
I think it may be Thomas Jefferson.
All right. Oh no! We're so bad.
Oh, I'm sorry, Americans.
Well, hang on. 2 terms. When did Washington become president then? We're probably faulty in counting his presidency from 1776. Probably that's not the case, is it?
I don't think that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no. Or maybe was he president twice? Maybe, I don't know.
He served 2 terms and stepped down, even though he's still heavily favored in the next election.
Yes.
I
mean, I think most of my knowledge from this comes from the play Hamilton.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's good.
This next one we're going to get. The Louisiana Purchase was made with which foreign country? Spain, France, Britain, or Russia?
Of course, it's Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah, done. Bish, bash, bosh.
Done. All right. We needed that easy win, to be honest.
We needed that easy win. We need more of those.
Thomas Jefferson bought it. Okay. Was Thomas Jefferson the second president? I probably shouldn't Google that because maybe that's going to be a question.
Maybe. I thought he was the second president, yeah, but I could be wrong again. I know nothing.
What year did the act prohibiting importation of slaves go into effect? Interesting one. 1808, 1813, 1821, or 1833?
I think the first 2 are too early.
I think they're too early.
21 or 1833. I'm leaning 21, but...
Interesting. I was leaning 1833. Now, this is going to reveal our ignorance. I don't know the year that the British Empire, in theory, abolished slavery. But I know it was around 1830.
Yeah, what you said. I should know this. I read a book about this.
We should know this. This is actually crucial history of our own country. Hang on. Is this cheating to look when Britain abolished it?
No, have a look. I think there's 2 dates, right? There's when the British Empire abolished slavery and then when Britain itself abolished slavery. Britain itself did it earlier, but yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. They did it 1833, Slavery Abolition Act. So here's why I Googled that. And that's the last thing I'm going to Google. Sorry, I probably shouldn't do that. It probably is cheating. But the reason why I'm wondering that is because did they ban it just because it became difficult with Britain stopping it? And that's why I'm leaning 1833.
I know that Britain continued doing a lot of business with the Confederacy and there were no issues there.
Yeah, but not about slave trading, though. We didn't sell them slaves.
True. We were just taking the cotton that the slaves had produced.
Yeah.
And then fueling our industry with it. So it's not like morally good, but it wasn't actual slavery. They were doing the slavery.
We need a coin. Is what we need. Do you have a coin on you? I don't have a coin. I see a coin on the floor. 1 second, I see one. All right.
Got to get the hat back on.
You got to get the hat back on. Knitted by my mum, of course. All right, so fortunately, one of my kids dropped 1 American penny. So... do you want to do heads 1821, tails 1833?
Let's do it.
Oh, it was heads. 1821.
Oh, it's 1808.
How bad are we at this quiz?
Wow.
American slave labor slowly became less important, particularly in the North, where free Americans needed jobs. However, the cotton boom in the South made the region more reliant on additional labor sources. I'm so
Bloody hell, man.
surprised about that.
Can we have some questions about pre-Columbian Mesoamerica or Cahokia?
It's too late, man. We're already in
something like that.
1808. It's too late.
Maybe there'll be some questions about archaeology.
This is gonna get embarrassing. I think. Will this end up being posted?
Yeah, but we'll get to the New Deal. We'll get to the 1930s, and I'll come into my own.
Okay, we're on to 1812. Which future president organized a battalion of free blacks in the War of 1812? John Tyler, James Polk, Andrew Jackson, or Rutherford Hayes? Now, this is interesting because I've only heard of one of these people.
I was
maybe
about to say the same thing. Do you know who any of these people are? I know Andrew Jackson, James Polk.
I've heard of Andrew Jackson, and I might have heard of James Polk.
Not
Rutherford
sure.
Hayes, I've never heard of. John Tyler, I've never heard of. 1812.
Should we say James Polk?
Okay. Oh my God.
Oh.
It was the other one we had heard of. Andrew Jackson
Stefan?
was known as the president of the common man. We're going to have to get an American history YouTuber. We're going to have to get Mr.
We need
Beat
to get
on
Mr.
here.
Beat. If it's any consolation, I keep getting them wrong. So you'll look better than I will.
Okay. No, I don't know about that. We're both getting them wrong. How will I look better? I've lived here for 10 years.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
What treaty ended the War of 1812? Treaty of Paris, Treaty of Versailles, Treaty of Tordesillas, Treaty of Ghent.
Well,
I feel like the Treaty of Paris ended the Revolutionary War, not the War of 1812.
Okay.
I think that treaty was signed in France, or was that the Treaty of Versailles? By 1812, there is no longer a French monarchy, or has it been restored?
Napoleon.
No, 1812 is the Napoleonic War.
Napoleon is in charge, I think,
So
still.
I think it's not going to be in
about.
France.
No. When was the Battle of Waterloo? What year was that?
1814, I think?
So Napoleon is still kicking around. There's no monarchy.
That makes me think it's not going to be in France. I don't feel like Britain's rocking up to Napoleonic France to sign a treaty. But I don't know that. That's just a gut impression I have. I don't know that. I'm leaning towards Treaty of Ghent.
France would have been happy to be an arbiter probably between the US and the Brits. But maybe
They definitely
Ghent.
have loved playing that role.
Yeah.
Ghent is in Belgium. Who controlled Belgium in 1812? Is Ghent in Belgium?
Would have been the Holy Roman Empire-ish. I think Belgium wasn't quite a country yet.
Yeah, it's not. Belgium for sure doesn't exist yet, but
in Spain, the Peninsular War was going on, so maybe the Treaty of Tordesillas, although I've never heard of it.
Treaty of Tordesillas, Treaty of Paris, Treaty of Versailles, Treaty of Ghent.
Oh, this is bad, man. Yeah,
this is
I
a
don't
really
know.
hard quiz, actually.
I don't know. Yeah.
Should I click Ghent? Can I gamble on Ghent?
Do it.
Ooh,
come on.
Ghent. Correct. President James Madison guided the United States through the War of 1812. Small in stature, Madison wasn't much of a military man, serving briefly in the pre-revolutionary military before turning. I know, yeah. One of the founding fathers of your nation, and when there's two sentences, never forget he was short.
Yeah,
he was a short king.
Yeah, short king. James Madison, the ultimate short king.
Yeah. Where was the gold which sped up the Indian Removal Act found? Georgia, Florida, Virginia, Delaware. Now, this is interesting because if you'd have asked me this without multiple choice, I'd have said California.
Yes,
but
same.
I imagine the California gold rush is later than this. The Indian Removal Act, I feel like that was taking place around Georgia and Florida. I want to say, or is it somewhere else? I don't
think gold would be in Florida for some reason. I don't think there are hills in Florida unless it's in the Panhandle.
True. Where's the gold mines in Florida?
And I don't think Georgia would have.
Now that you've said that, that
gold.
makes me think it's Virginia.
I would think Virginia off the top of my head because there's hills, and Delaware's quite small. There are some hills in Delaware, but
I don't
I've never heard of gold.
I don't know that people are mining much in Delaware. I think it's really coastal.
Virginia mining. So I would say Virginia.
You say Virginia. The only reason I feel like in the early colonies like Virginia, there was a lot of European settlement already by the time we're talking about. And did they need an Indian Removal Act? And whereas like Georgia may be less populated.
But this just says where was the gold which sped up the Indian Removal Act. So it may be that the gold was found in one place and then there was a knock-on effect in a different place.
That's
so maybe
true.
they're two geographically unrelated locations.
Virginia is the only state I know out of these where there's significant mining going on. Maybe Georgia, it is a big state, so I don't know
Georgia
every
is
area
also
of Georgia.
That's also an early state as well, I think, isn't it? Or maybe it isn't.
It is one of the earlier ones. I mean, it was one of the 13 original ones. But true. This is just asking where the gold was found. Should we say Virginia?
I'd say Virginia.
Okay. Oh no, it's Georgia.
No. Well, we were close. We were. It was between the two.
Because the Trail of Tears, exactly. The Trail of Tears happened in Georgia. That's what I know. The removal of Indians from the East resulted in thousands of deaths. The act tarnished the legacy of President Andrew Jackson, who signed it into law. Damn.
Georgian gold. Who knew?
That's what I was thinking. I knew that there's Indian removal acts around there. Who was sent to the Alamo to receive the troops and supplies before destroying the fort? James Polk, Winfield Scott, James Bowie, Zachary Taylor.
Davy Crockett.
I'm going to say James Polk here. I don't know why.
Because we know his name. We've seen his name before.
That might just be it, yeah.
I mean, the only person I know who was there was Davy Crockett. And then who's the Mexican guy? Santa Anna, is it? Who's the general, Mexican general?
Yeah, I don't know. We're sort of getting a spoiler because we can see the next question, but I don't think that makes me think it's not that guy.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'm going to say James Polk. Should we say James Polk?
Let's do it.
Okay, James Bowie.
Bowie.
When James Bowie's reached the Alamo, he decided the plan to evacuate wouldn't work because a large portion of the supplies would be left behind. So he decided to defend the fort, leading to one of the most iconic battles in American history. Damn. This is one of those things where it's like, I know what the Battle of the Alamo is. I know, it was in Texas. It was a war between America and Mexico. I know they famously fought to the death. But I just don't know the people who were there. Do you know what I mean? I know what the Alamo is, but I just don't know the people. I just don't know the history in that detail.
If you're a history buff, it gets stuck in your head as a kid, maybe, and this is the sort of thing you absorb. Like, we could talk about the precise people at the Battle of Hastings, or like these things that get stuck in our heads. Couldn't tell you.
These people might be. Yeah, I know. I hope people are entertained with our failure. This is getting kind of embarrassing.
It is, actually.
In which Mexican city did General Winfield Scott land his troops during the invasion of Mexico in 1847? Havana, Merida, Cuernavaca, Veracruz. Well, Havana is in Cuba, so let's cut that out.
It's not Havana.
Merida, Cuernavaca, Veracruz.
Merida is not a port.
Merida.
I'm thinking maybe Veracruz, because that's a port.
It is.
Because it does say land his troops, so it must be a port city. But then I don't know.
I don't know where Cuernavaca is.
I don't know where it is, but I know Veracruz is a port.
A part of me feels like that's so. I don't know if this is true or not, but I just feel in my head that Veracruz is in the south of Mexico.
Yeah, it's on the Gulf Coast.
Gulf Coast, but
yeah, in the south. Towards
I don't know how far north or south.
The Yucatan.
I thought it was quite far south.
It is quite far south.
But maybe that was their strategy. Maybe America and Mexico were fighting, and Mexico thought it was doing okay, and then they turn up right in the south of Mexico, and it's like, hey, you'd better surrender because we could fully invade you.
Maybe. Veracruz, I think, is where Hernan Cortez landed, near enough, in 1519. Then he went on to take Mexico City. So
should we do Veracruz? Let's do it.
Okay.
In March 1847, during the height of the Mexican-American War, the United States landed over 10,000 troops on the coast of Mexico. It marked the first large-scale amphibious invasion in U.S. history. There we go.
We got one. The Mexican-related one we got.
Yeah. Where were the migrants who headed to California in 1849 for the gold rush called? 49ers? Scallywags, 49ers, carpetbaggers, doughboys. Okay, we'll go. Boom.
Come on.
There we go. We're going to scroll up now. What book did Harriet Beecher Stowe write? The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, The Known World, Uncle Tom's Cabin, Up from Slavery.
Is it Uncle Tom's Cabin? Oh, God.
I
want to say Uncle Tom's Cabin, but I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced.
I truly don't know.
I don't think it's Huckleberry Finn. I think that's Mark Twain, isn't it, or someone? Or maybe that's
I don't
wrong.
know. That's the
Known
only
world.
book that I've heard of. I have never heard of Uncle Tom's Cabin, but I know an Uncle Tom is the term for a black guy who like always takes white people's side.
Yeah, pretty much. Like in
like,
Django
in US
Unchained,
history.
it's the Samuel L. Jackson character.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I think Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Okay.
I don't know the known world, and I don't know Up from Slavery. I think Huckleberry Finn was Mark Twain. I think.
Okay. Let's go for it.
There we go.
Okay, you're correct. Nice one, nice one.
Okay.
Uncle Tom's Cabin depicted the cruelty of slavery in the American South. The book is credited with fueling the abolition movement in the North. Interesting.
It's an interesting. It's a controversial book, but it's like one of those books where we probably shouldn't judge too much because it did, for the time, I think it was quite revolutionary in a way.
Yeah.
Now it's pretty dodgy, but it's for the time it was like at least depicting the bad stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I shouldn't Google this because it might be a question, but I read the only book about this I've read is Frederick Douglass's book in terms of like an account of slavery.
Oh, he's the man, isn't he? He's the abolitionist who had been a slave.
Yeah.
He was like a motivational speaker of his time. He did speaking tours. He came to the UK and he is that right? He toured.
Oh wow, he came to the UK.
Pretty sure he toured all over the place, and then he
did the Apollo.
I think so. He was kind of like the Tony Robbins of his time.
Interesting. Which state was acquired in the Gadsden Purchase? Oregon, Montana, Arizona, Wisconsin.
I think it could be Oregon.
I think Oregon
You should know this.
I think Oregon became... I think the territory of Oregon, it did become a U.S. territory around this time. It became a state in the Union at the same year the Civil War started, I think, in 1859, I think. So we are talking about this time period.
Was it bought from the English?
I don't know. Because there's a time when Oregon and Washington and Idaho, the British and Americans neither had like full control over it. And there would be a British town and there'd be an American town and there'd be American settlers and British settlers. Because just over from Portland is Vancouver, Washington, which was a British fort.
Oh, right. Interesting.
So
interesting.
And all of that became, because there was territory in the Brits and Americans decided their border around about this time. So it could be Oregon.
I'm just thinking that I don't think it's Arizona, because Arizona became a state in like 19 something. It was the last one to become a state, I think, or it's very late anyway. I don't know about Montana. I don't know about Wisconsin. I don't know if they were purchased.
I feel like Wisconsin was not purchased.
They were the Louisiana Purchase, right? It was just this vast...
Not Montana.
No?
Maybe a little bit of it. But I feel like Montana is way to the west of the Mississippi.
But wasn't that... The Louisiana Purchase, in my head, it's like all of the United States past the Appalachians, but maybe that's wrong.
I don't think it goes to the other side of the Rockies, though. Montana is a bit of a Rocky Mountain state. But maybe parts of Montana were in the Louisiana Purchase, but for I don't think
it wasn't
the whole state of Montana.
The way this is framed...
But I could be wrong.
It seems to me that it's like an entire state just like bought in one go.
Yeah, that's true.
Which
makes me think it's Oregon.
Makes me think Oregon, because I know there's a bit of... could be wrong, but oh God.
Let's do Oregon. Is it the state that I'm currently sat in right now?
Oh my, it's Arizona.
It was Arizona.
But Arizona only became a state later. I'm going to have to Google this. When did Arizona become a state?
I'm not just saying this. A part of me feels like, was it Arizona? I'm not just saying that.
Yeah, Arizona became a state in 1912. That's why I'm confused, because I'm like...
We can't Google anymore because that might be a question.
True.
Who was the president of the Confederacy? Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, Jefferson Davis, and James Longstreet. I feel pretty confident it's Jefferson Davis.
Lee and Jackson were both generals, so it wasn't them. Jefferson Davis?
I feel pretty confident it's Jefferson Davis.
Let's do it.
Okay, boom.
Nice.
For the secession of the South, Jefferson Davis served as a U.S. Senator representing Mississippi. Davis originally opposed secession, but he reluctantly accepted the responsibility of leading the Confederacy. Interesting to oppose secession and then being president of the state.
Yeah.
Next question. What was the name of General Winfield Scott's plan to suffocate the South during the Civil War? Anaconda Plan, Carpetbagger, Operation Overlord, Magic Carpet. I think I know the answer to this too.
Well, it wasn't Operation Overlord. No. Because that was D-Day.
Yeah.
Which one do you think it is?
I think it's Anaconda Plan.
I mean, that sounds the best.
Magic Carpet? That sounds crazy. I don't think it was Magic Carpet. What's that?
Carpetbagger doesn't sound right.
Carpetbagger, but that is a phrase. That is something that people get called. No, what were carpetbaggers? Who were they?
I don't know. Secessionists. Maybe go on Anaconda
I think it's that Anaconda plan, though.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yes. Going into the Civil War, the Union knew it had superior naval power over the Confederacy. The supremacy allowed the Union to blockade the South from receiving foreign support. This probably exists on YouTube somewhere, but this period of naval history is so interesting because you still have like ships of the line versus like full-on steam boats.
Yeah, it's
kind of
ironclads. Ironclads have just come in. Yeah. Yeah, that must have been insane.
Yeah.
What do you do against an ironclad if you're in an old rickety wooden boat?
Yeah, you're trying to pull your sails up because the wind isn't blowing in the right direction and the sky is just chugging
straight towards you. Yeah, absolutely. Do you ever play the game Civilization?
I can't remember which one I played. I played one years ago. I haven't played it recently.
You can have some funny moments where it's like one player has pikemen and the other one has tanks.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, that's a part of that game because I'm that guy who, when he watches a history film, will point out if the armor's not historically accurate. And I just can't handle like pikemen versus like Marines.
Can't
Do you know what I mean?
it.
I can't handle it. I need everything to be period specific. I'm more of a Total War man as a result.
Oh, I like a bit of Total War.
Yeah. The amount of time I spent on on medieval Total War 2 and Rome Total War, but medieval Total War, oh my god. What
bloodiest
battle
day
marked the bloodiest day of the Civil War? The first Battle of Bull Run, Battle of Shiloh, Siege of Vicksburg, or Battle of Antietam? Of all of these, I know that Antietam is a really famous battle.
I've heard of Vicksburg for some reason.
I've also heard of the Battle of Bull Run. The only one of these I haven't heard is the Battle of Shiloh. So I'm going to discount that one, maybe.
If this wasn't multiple choice, I would say Gettysburg. Maybe that's
me too. I'd have said Gettysburg,
I thought that was a really bad one, but maybe that was the whole battle. This is just single day.
Like the bloodiest day, yeah.
Surely it would be a battle rather than a siege. Because if everybody dies on the first day of the siege, that's... I don't know, doesn't seem right. They're doing sieges wrong.
Siege seems like, but unless you're storming a position, in which
maybe
case you could all die, like in the Somme.
For it. True. I know that Vicksburg was a bad battle. I've heard of Vicksburg, but I don't know. What do you think? You think maybe Antietam?
I'm leaning towards Antietam just because I know that's a really famous.
Antietam. No, it's Antietam.
Antietam, is that what you
said? Yeah. Oh man,
Antietam. I'm pretty sure they say Antietam.
This quiz is making me uncomfortable.
It's really exposing my ignorance. And I'm not so comfortable boasting this anymore.
I feel very exposed.
I'm going to say the Battle of Antietam.
Okay. Yes, excellent. Oh, okay. Gettysburg
might have been
was
the bloodiest battle. Oh, you're right. But Antietam marked the bloodiest day of the war. Nearly 23,000 soldiers lost their lives in the battle. Wow. Terrible. The U.S. Civil War.
That's a lot, guys.
Like with the ironclads as well, it's really that interesting thing where the technology was on that revolutionary moment.
Yeah.
And the bloodiness of it is horrific. Horrific. I know that.
It's a lot of people died from disease and generally things like this as well, which is kind of a grim thing. Yeah,
I'm sure it's really at this interesting time because by this time the Industrial Revolution is like 100 years in, fully industrialized nations, rifles. They still had muskets, but guns, starting to get repeating guns, more modern artillery. But it's before penicillin. It's really this crazy time.
If you get a bad wound, you're likely going to die just because of the circumstances of being out there with 50,000 other men.
I know. And the caliber of their guns was crazy too. Like, I think they're all shooting at each other with like 50 caliber. I could be wrong on that. I don't want to Google anything but the caliber of these older guns is huge.
And it's not,
you're going to get hurt.
You're not far off the First World War. It's like a generation before, really. So the technology is going towards that sort of thing.
Or like if you were alive in the First World War, your grandparent could have been alive in the Civil War.
Yeah.
It'd be hard. But I guess that, get this, my great-grandfather was alive during the American Civil War. He could have fought in it.
I think same as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe great-great-grandfather, but not far off. My great-grandfather was a Victorian for sure.
Yeah, my great-grandfather was born in the 1840s. Because my grandfather was a child of his third wife.
Oh,
so
okay.
He was a very old dad, basically.
Wow.
So
Man,
I know
that's fascinating.
only my great-grandfather was old enough to fight in the American Civil War. Like, he'd have been 20 at about this time.
He was probably there.
Hopefully not at Antietam.
I think it's 13th for this one.
Okay,
yeah,
which amendment gave all male citizens the right to vote regardless of race? 13th Amendment, 14th Amendment, 15th Amendment, 16th Amendment. I think you're right. I think this is the 13th Amendment.
I saw a Netflix documentary called 13th, so that's what's making me think it's that.
I think you're right. I think let's go for it.
Oh man! What was the 13th Amendment? What's the 13th Amendment? Oh God!
Let's see.
Oh, that abolished slavery.
The abolition of slavery.
Somehow I misread this. I thought this was the abolition of slavery.
Well, I think
I've done that.
The vote regardless of race. That's what. Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
Which Civil War general became president of the United States? Ulysses S. Grant, Robert E. Lee, George McClellan, William T. Sherman.
I think it's Grant.
It's got to be Grant. Yeah. Okay. Phew. We knew that one.
We've got at least one right.
A leader in the Great Sioux War of 1876. What tribe did Sitting Bull belong to? Cherokee, Lakota, Seminole, or Navajo?
100% Lakota.
100% Lakota? Okay, nice.
If we just have all questions about indigenous Americans, then we'll do better.
I wouldn't say that. I don't know. I did see, is it General Custer that fought at the Battle of Little Bighorn?
Yes.
I saw this interesting thing the other day, scrolling on Instagram. It was of a Native American dance, powwow. And at the start of the ceremony, when the men came out in their dress, they were dragging one of Custer's flags along the floor. I thought it was kind of cool. I don't know where it was happening, but I think it was in Montana. But I think
recently.
That's interesting. Yeah. Recently they come out and they drag Custer's flag.
So they kept the flag for 150 years.
I don't think it's. I wondered that too, and I couldn't find an answer. So I'm not saying it's not that.
Maybe it's not the flag, but it represents the flag.
But the same flag, that he, like his standard that they flew. We're into the 20th century.
I don't know what the World Series is, and I don't know what the MLB is. I'm sorry, Americans.
What year was the first official World Series in Major League Baseball? Now, I just want to dispel a misconception here. Because I think I'm right in saying this. And this is something I believe too when I moved to America. As Europeans, sometimes we think, oh, Americans so arrogant. They think America's so great. They call Major League Baseball the World Series and only they're participating in it. But it's something to do with either the location of that first stadium or like they knew when they called it the World Series that it wasn't representing the world. It's not because of that it has that name. I'm pretty sure in thinking that. Someone that knows more about baseball history can chime in the comments.
Is anybody else in the World Series?
Canadians teams play in Major League Baseball.
I know that they play it in Japan quite a bit. Is Japan in the World Series?
I don't think so. I think so. I think the World Series is just their Premier League of baseball.
If it was called the World Premier League.
Premier League.
I think Europe would be a bit annoyed.
No, but it's like, I don't know. It's
like how we Premier
call Shakespeare's theatre the Globe. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're aware that it's not the theatre for the entire world. It just has that name for various reasons. This is the same thing. But anyway, the first year official World Series in Major League Baseball, 1903, 1908, 1915, 1920. I want to say 1903. Americans really like baseball. I just think it's gone on a long time.
1903. Let's do it. Oh,
okay,
yes. Come on.
First World Series pitted the Boston Americans against the Pittsburgh Pirates, led by
I think I know this next
Cy
question.
Young and Jimmy Collins. Where did Theodore Roosevelt go after the death of his mother and wife? Europe, Asia, the American West, the American South?
I think it's the American West.
I think it's the American West. Didn't he disappear for a little bit?
Yeah, he went and became a rancher. He did the classic mental health thing that early 1900s men would do.
Correct.
Big tragedy. I'm going to go run off and become a rancher and not think, ignore my problems and ranch some animals.
Yeah.
I like Teddy Roosevelt.
Theodore Roosevelt was the 26th president of the United States. As a politician, he was leader of the progressive era which dominated the United States in the 20th century. I think he's the reason there are so many national parks.
He's an absolute nutcase as well. He did an Amazon expedition. He went up the Amazon on a river on like a voyage of exploration. Nearly died. Like
I know
repeatedly nearly died. Somehow made it out.
Yeah. I also feel like he invaded Cuba with like his own personal militia, the Rough Riders.
That sounds about right.
When America fought Spain and gained control of Cuba and the Philippines and Puerto Rico, I think Teddy Roosevelt raised his own like troops called the Rough Riders and invaded Cuba.
That sounds right.
I don't know. They might have been an official US military unit, but I feel like he was a big part of it.
Yeah.
Who directed the 1915 film Birth of a Nation? Alfred Hitchcock, John Ford, Charlie Chaplin, D.W. Griffith.
It's D.W.
It's D.W. Interesting. I know this is the film where they like
Ku Klux Klan.
The KKK. Yeah. KKK, great.
Bad guy.
D.W. Griffith, you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I know it's not these two.
It's not those
Hitchcock
two.
Or Chaplin, yeah, obviously.
I've heard the name D.W. Griffith in relation to this film, so
okay.
I would think, yeah.
Boom, you're right.
It's not going to be like who wrote this film. John Ford actually directed it. That would be too hard.
Yeah. What year was the stock market crash that led to the Great Depression? 24, 29, 33, 36. 29?
29.
29. Boom, you're in your element.
We're getting into it. We're getting into the 1930s. Come on. Oh,
there's not many questions left too. I forgot to keep count of them. But who was the first female aviator to fly by herself across the Atlantic Ocean? Jane Addams, Susan B. Anthony, Amelia Earhart, Clara Burton, Amelia Earhart.
And then she died doing it, sadly.
Yeah, eaten by crabs.
Eaten by crabs.
Say. That's what people say. By coconut crabs.
Yeah.
I mean, no one knows, right? But that's what
no one knows. Say. It's a nice theory. Could be true.
Where was the attack that led America into World War II? New York, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, Pearl Harbor. Too easy. Who commanded Allied forces in the Pacific campaign during World War II? MacArthur, Eisenhower, Patton, and Ford.
It wasn't Patton. It wasn't... Ooh.
I don't think it was Eisenhower.
Eisenhower was Europe.
Yeah.
And so was Patton. Gerald Ford, don't know. Maybe it's MacArthur.
I think it's Douglas MacArthur. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
okay.
Nice.
Because he was there in Japan when they surrendered.
Ah, of course he was, yes.
What doctrine stated that the United States would counter the Soviet expansion of communism during the Cold War? Monroe Doctrine, Truman Doctrine, Roosevelt Corollary, can't say that, Eisenhower Doctrine. Interesting.
I think it's going to be the Truman Doctrine because he was the president in 1945. Roosevelt died in 45 and Truman replaced him. So, and things immediately kicked off as soon as the war ended. So I think it's Truman.
Part of me feels like Monroe Doctrine sounds like right in my head, though. Truman Doctrine.
Who was Monroe, though?
I don't know. Eisenhower Doctrine sounds
It could be Eisenhower Doctrine because he was in charge of the military in Europe. But Truman was the president.
Truman was the president. Are you sure? I don't know. Part of me feels like I've heard the phrase Monroe Doctrine. The Truman Doctrine. I don't know why. I feel like Truman Doctrine is just not in my head. Eisenhower, but I could be wrong. Part of me wants to say Monroe Doctrine, but I have no idea why.
I would go between Truman and Eisenhower because I know both of those guys were there in charge. Eisenhower was in charge of the military. Truman was in charge of the nation. But
let's do Truman Doctrine.
Let's just think, who's Monroe?
I don't know. There's just a part of my brain that thinks it's that. But I'm not sure enough to bet on it.
Maybe you're right. I've been wrong a lot. But then maybe this is the one that I'm right about. Who knows? I'm sure I've heard Truman Doctrine before.
Yeah? I'm going to click on it. Okay. Whew.
There we go.
You're right.
Whew.
The Korean War marked the first military engagement of the Cold War. Which president established NASA? Eisenhower, Kennedy, Nixon, or Reagan?
Well, JFK said he was getting to the moon by the end of the decade, but was it already established before that? So would it be Dwight Eisenhower?
I think it would only, if it wasn't Kennedy, Eisenhower, because Nixon was president after,
Yeah,
right?
and Reagan after.
And
So it's got to be
Reagan
one of
after.
the first two. I think
So
it
it's
might be
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower because maybe it was, when was Sputnik? That was like late 50s.
In the 50s.
So it would be probably Eisenhower because the national...
But maybe
They
it was
would've-
just like the Air Force doing it until Kennedy was like, let's go.
Could be, actually. Oh, man. Ooh. That's a tough one. That's a toughie. I mean, JFK was spaceman.
He was the
was
big
like,
man. He was like,
we're
we're
going
gonna...
there.
Yeah.
We're going there. So maybe, but then maybe that's a red herring because it was already established. But as you say, could have been like Space Force, could have been a wing
But
of the
sometimes,
military.
yeah, because it's like, when was the RAF established, right? Because for a long time, it was just like an air division of the
Just
army.
part of the army, yeah.
And I
I
wonder
think
if
RAF
there's like...
was long after the First World War, I think. Could be wrong on that one, though, to be fair.
But I just wonder if there's like a time where it's just like, this is just what the Air Force does. The Air Force is building rockets.
Should we do JFK?
Let's do JFK. I'll gamble on JFK. Ah!
Damn it, man. Damn it. It was
You were right.
Eisenhower.
You were right.
It was Eisenhower.
I wish it told us when like NASA was established.
Yes.
Gave us a little bit more detail in these things. Yeah. Damn. My bad. Which
Civil
act
Rights
ended
Act, baby.
segregation? Homestead Act, National Origins Act, Wagner Act, Civil
Gotta be.
Rights Act. Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah, gotta be.
And this one is going to be, it's like Berkeley, isn't it?
Where did the National Guard
No, Stanford.
fire on U.S. students protesting the Vietnam War? Harvard, Kent State. It's Kent State. Stanford or University of Southern California. I'm
Is it
sure
Kent
it's
State?
Kent State. I'm really sure.
Go for it.
Yes. Okay.
Why did I think
Okay.
Berkeley? I think maybe I'm just thinking of student protests,
Yeah.
not necessarily
Finish
being
quiz.
shot at.
How
Oh,
I
man.
didn't keep count. How well do you think we did out of 35?
I think absolute best. We've got like 15 right.
We really struggled in that early time period.
We did.
Like,
we did.
really
We got
struggled.
better as it went through, I think.
Yeah.
After about 1900, we got better.
Yeah.
that's
I'm going to say we got
that's-
18.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know, though.
Is this part of the quiz as well?
Oh,
24.
24. We've practically got a PhD in American history.
Actually, quite happy with that.
Yeah.
24 out of 35. I mean, it wouldn't be a pass in the driving, in a theory exam. It wouldn't be a
No.
pass in... It
By
might be a
driving
pass...
test rules, we failed.
We failed, yeah. But we may have passed if it was a GCSE or whatever
Yeah.
the equivalent is in the States.
Yeah.
We may have scraped a C.
Yeah, that's not too bad. We did okay. If anyone's criticizing us in the comments, do a history quiz from a nation you're not born and raised in. It's harder than you think. Because
We
I
should
feel
try it.
like a lot of these, I know, like with the Alamo, I know what the Alamo is. I just don't know the names of the guys.
Yeah. I think most of it, we knew the context roughly, but it's just the exact individual.
Yeah.
Hard to cut.
Yeah.
Hard to... Yeah. I think we should do a British history one next and see if we mess that up
because
as
that'll
well.
be really embarrassing.
It'll be really embarrassing. Yeah. I mean, you could always just do it. Yeah, not post that one. Oh, man.
Yeah, that would really be terrible. Well, that was fun.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Merry Christmas. Please forgive us, American viewers. Remember, we do love you. And next time we'll do a US geography test.
I'd enjoy that. I think possibly might do better at that.
I think we'd do better at
might
that.
Might do worse.
That's true. If it's not state capitals, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Pete. Everyone go watch Pete Kelly and History Time. You already do.
Thanks for having me. Enjoyed that.
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. It's obviously December 24th, 23rd, 24th. In fact, I can
This is
record
the
a few.
December 24th.
This is the December 24th, obviously.
Yeah. Let's record
that's
a few.
why Stefan's got the hat.
Let's just record a few endings so that it's right. Happy Christmas 2025. Merry Christmas
Happy Christmas.
2026. Merry
Happy
Christmas
Christmas
2027. Yeah.
Yep. This is obviously spontaneous. This is live.
Yeah.
Actually, we are live.
I know. This filmed July 2003.